This is the most important step to you building a phenomenal marriage. I'm Brian Bandis, and this is The Married Man.
It's time to put on your big boy pants.
All right, boys, let's get to business. This is The Married Man, where we talk about what matters most, and that is bringing your absolute best as a husband and as a father. So what is the most important step that you can take that's going to ensure that you build a phenomenal marriage? It's actually annoyingly simple. It all starts with a conscious, well-defined, non-negotiable decision. Now, is that overly simple? Maybe, but that doesn't make it wrong. That decision drives the rest of it. That decision informs your words, how you speak to your wife, how you speak about your wife. It informs your thoughts. What thoughts do you entertain about your wife and about your marriage, about yourself, about the world around you, about what you expect from her, about what you deserve? Your decision that your marriage comes first will affect your thought life. Obviously, it'll affect your actions, how you treat your wife and how you act towards her, how you act towards other women, how you act when your wife is around and when she's not around, how you act with your wife in front of your kids. And certainly it will affect your habits, your thought habits, your habits in terms of how you respond or react to your wife, how you handle difficult situations together, your habits in caring for yourself, your habits in caring for your family or providing for them. It starts with a decision today. If you have not consciously decided this is a priority in my life, it's a non-negotiable outcome, then it's time to do that right now, baby. Make a decision and acknowledge it today. Write it down, tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your family. Like, don't hide your light under a bushel. Y'all remember that song from Sunday school? This is another example of your ability to set the tone in your marriage and say, this is crucial, this is important, I'm going to prioritize this. There is not a wife in the world that does not want to hear that you are going to prioritize and value your marriage and put effort into it. Now, over time, one of the ways is that you're going to see moments where you have to actually act on that prioritization. Does my marriage come ahead of my ego or ahead of me having as much fun as I possibly can? Or does it come ahead of my business? Does it come ahead of me making as much money as I can? There might come moments, forks in the road, where push comes to shove, and you have to decide, is this actually my number one priority? If you haven't given that any thought, if you haven't made a non-negotiable decision, then that moment's going to come and catch you off guard, and you might be vulnerable to that. Who knows what you're going to decide in the heat of the moment? But for me, that moment comes and there's no decision to be made. I've already decided, and I've already told myself and my wife and those close to me, and honestly, those close to me know this about me, that this is number one. It can and should be number one for you as well. And it is worthwhile to take a moment to specifically decide. No more ambiguity. I have made a decision. The number one priority, the non-negotiable outcome, is that by the time I die, I will be married to my wife. And between now and then, I will prioritize pouring myself into this marriage and creating a beautiful family and a beautiful home and a beautiful marriage. It's a pretty basic step one, but I think a lot of us skip it, right? It's almost too easy. It's almost too simple. It's like practicing free throws, right? Like, who cares? I need to know how to drive the lane and make a layup, off balance, until you get to the free throw line and you lose a game because of your free throws. It's the fundamentals. This decision is fundamental number one. Make a decision that your marriage is your number one priority. Don't let anything squeeze in ahead of it. Now, that's probably going to happen here and there over time, and the beauty is you will remember that there was an official decision, call it an executive decision, that you make in your own mind, in your own life. The executive decision is, this is number one. Anything else that comes in trying to masquerade as if it should be number one, unfortunately, I can go back to this decision and say, it's too late. The decision's already been officially made. So that's all I got for you, boys. Listen, all I ask is that if you are getting something out of this, if these videos are somehow making you a better man, a better husband, a better father, then click the little subscribe button down there. We're posting videos 2 times a week. Click that button and you will be challenged and encouraged twice a week to become the kind of husband and the kind of father that I know that you want to be. See you in a couple of days.